Do you think aliens know about our existence, and are they watching us, or are they just as oblivious as we are about them as they are about us?
Well, I get a lot of emails, and some of them say, Professor, you're wrong. You're totally wrong. The aliens are not there. The aliens are here. They're among us. And how do they know? These people claim that they've been kidnapped. They've been kidnapped by aliens, and they've been in the flying saucers. So I have a word of advice. The next time you are kidnapped by a flying saucer, for God's sake, steal something. Steal an alien chip, an alien pencil, an alien paperweight. Steal something, because there's no law against stealing from an extraterrestrial civilization. You're not going to go to jail. Where's the law that says you can't steal from an alien civilization? And then you'll have bragging rights. That'll end the debate right then and there. Period. End of story. End of debate. You have an alien chip that proves that you've been in that flying saucer. Now, when you're walking down a forest and you meet a squirrel, do you go down to the squirrels and talk to it? Well, maybe initially, hey, hi, squirrel. But eventually you get bored because the squirrel has nothing to say to you. I mean, it's boring talking to a squirrel. They have nothing to add. No insights, no funny stories, nothing. They just run away for the next acorn. So if we are the squirrels and aliens from outer space land on the earth, what do we have to offer them? Shakespeare? Well, maybe they don't understand English. What do we have to offer them? Gold? Gold means nothing to them. In fact, gold is rather a useless metal for an advanced civilization. What do they want? To eat us? We're not going to be made out of the same DNA. They're not going to want to eat us or mate with us or do anything with our genome. We're totally different from them. So I think for the most part, they'll leave us alone. They'll say, oh, nice squirrel, and leave us alone.
So in other words, you're saying that if they did know about us, they would leave us alone? Are you saying, so first of all, let me just kind of set the tone here with this part. You do believe that aliens do exist. That's a check, right?
Yeah, that's a check. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a check. Okay, so do you believe, because you've also said in the past that it's probably not a good idea to wake them up, just like Cortez, was going against, you don't want to let the enemy know that you are out there. It's better for you to stay quiet and not make a lot of noise and not let them know about you. Are you saying that because you don't believe they know of our existence yet?
Well, put it this way. There's a group called the METI Project, which deliberately sends signals into outer space saying, here we are, here's what we like, this is what we can do, and visit us sometime. I think that's a bad idea because we don't know what their intentions are. Maybe they've been scanning us. Maybe they know pretty much what our technological development level is. They know a lot about us, our language, our culture. They're pretty advanced. But for the most part, we're not interesting to them. But one day, if we advertise our existence and reveal how much we have, resources, minerals, perhaps things that are of value to an alien civilization, then, just like was mentioned, Montezuma thought that Cortez was a god. Big mistake, one of the biggest mistakes in history. Cortez was a pirate. He was a bloodthirsty pirate, but what did he have? He had steel, while the Aztecs had bronze. He had the horse. The Aztecs had no horse. Cortez had the written language. The Aztecs had no written language. And Cortez had smallpox. And that, of course, devastated the population. So I think for the most part, it's a bad idea to advertise our existence to aliens in outer space. In other words, maybe we're off the radar. Let's keep it that way for a while.
Do you believe we are off the radar? Do you believe we're off their radar right now?
Well, I think aliens probably have more important things to worry about. Because if you are a person walking in a forest, there are lots of forest animals out there. Some forest animals are probably more interesting than squirrels. And so I think there's a lot more interesting things for them to be preoccupied with. So I think for the most part, we should lie low. But I think they're out there. We've analyzed 4,000 planets so far, 4,000. of which roughly 20% seem to be Earth-like. Now, that expanded to the galaxy means that there are billions of Earth-like planets, maybe a little bit bigger than the Earth, but billions of Earth-like planets out there. To assume that we're the only one, I think, is the height of arrogance.